So we're going to start with our body, dropping our mind into a body. So come into hero pose when you feel ready for it. As always, you don't have to find stillness right away. Sometimes this can feel a bit harsh on the body, especially in the morning, and when you start to turn inwards, maybe there is just a lot of turbulence and sitting still right away feels overwhelming. If that's the case, just feel free to sway back and forth from side to side until you feel calm enough to let the water sit and just be here in stillness. So on this journey of closing an old year and opening and inviting in a new year, obviously we want to really be connected with our self, with our core values. Being true to ourselves. So I would love to start the whole practice with a cleansing breath. We invite in clarity and we kind of let go of old heaviness. So what we're going to do is have a look first. We place our hands down in front of us. We take a deep breath in. Feel how that shape itself really invites, creates a vacuum inside, so it can be that deep breath. With an exhale out, bow down and press the breath out. Then take your time, sip that breath back in, and with that clarity, the cleansing energy of every breath coming back up. And then stay at the top, open your mouth, exhale out, and feel how this brings lightness to the body. And then we begin again, hands down, exhaling out, bow. We will do it together in the beginning, and then you can find your own rhythm. So let's all start here with our hands in front of our knees. Let's take a long deep breath into the stomach, up into the chest. With an exhale out, bow and release the breath completely, empty out your lungs. Taking a slow, long deep breath in as you rise back up. Open your mouth. Exhale out and feel how lightness returns back. Hands down in front of your knees. Take a long deep breath in. Empty out your lungs. Surrender to the moment. Exhale. Inhale, find your way back up into seated position. Take your time. Feel how the breath brings you back into that upright shape. Exhale out. In your own time, let's go through that for another 4 rounds. Two more rounds, feeling how your breath takes more and more over until you feel like you are your breath. It's not even separated from your body. And your mind follows the breath within your body, away from drilling thoughts. And then sit here, returning back to a more natural breath and witnessing the after ripples. And scan your body. How did your body respond to the breath? Where's your body still resisting and holds tension? tension that is not necessarily here. Soft face, relaxed shoulders, soft stomach, relaxed bottom. Allow your body to be heavy and feel how it's held by the ground underneath. Beautiful. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and lift your hips off the heels and come now into a tabletop position. Allow your belly to drop. Find your first cow stretch. Widen your sit bones. Puff your chest forward. Lift the crown of your head upwards. With an exhale out, squeeze your sit bones towards another. Squeeze your stomach towards your spine and then magnetize the tip of the nose with your pubic bone. Release and find another cow stretch here. With an exhale out, round. Squeeze yourself as if you're internally hugging yourself. Come into a neutral position from here. Keep those hips on top of your knees and begin to walk your hands out in front of you for your extended puppy pose. Allowing your heart to melt towards the floor. Stay half active through your arms, so your forearms are lifted off the ground. And with that, your chest, your heart has a little more height to drop into it. And this is what we want to focus on for right now in this shape. Feel the opening across your chest. Feel how there comes softening with your attention. With kindness you gift yourself. And with that melting sensation of the heart down towards the floor. And maybe also with that kind of the encouragement for your heart to show as it is. Signalizing it is a safe environment. There is no wrong. No matter what starts to surface, it's okay and it's the right thing. We don't want to change it, we don't want to manipulate it, we don't want to fix it, we just want to be there for it and hold space for it. Infuse breath to infuse lightness when things feel heavy. Infuse breath to take it all in if it brings joy and love to you. Let's stay here for another 2 breaths. One more breath. And then start from here to gather everything around your belly button. Squeeze your sit bones towards another. Round your spine up towards the sky. Feel how the heart, the back of your heart domes up to the sky. And then from here, open the front of the hips. Come onto your thighs, on your hips. Bend your elbows to land in your Sphinx pose. If it didn't work out, just shuffle around. So your elbows are now sitting underneath your shoulders. Stream your legs out of your hips. Pull your shoulder heads back and lengthen the back of your neck, but simultaneously lift the crown of your head up towards the sky. Bum is firm, legs are engaged. Stay as high as you are, but drop your chin now back down towards your chest. Looking over to the right side. Letting the head roll over to the left side. Coming back to the right side. Back to the left. And then come back to center. Lift your head up so it feels alright for you. And bend into your right knee. Pull the heel towards your sit bone. Can you still keep your lower back long as you do so? Release that right foot back down towards earth. Let's switch over to the other side. 2 more here. Pulling the right heel towards the sit bone. Try to keep your knees towards another. Lower back is long. Waking up our posterior chain. All the muscles along our backside. Left foot goes back down towards earth. Lower your chest down towards floor. Hands by your ribs. And then just sink back into child's pose here for a moment. Leave it up to you if you want to keep your knees together and lean over your own lap, or if you prefer to have them a little wider. And as we sink into the ground here and establish that safe environment, our heart is cradled by our spine, I'll prompt our first reflection. Reflecting on the last year, what has been important to you? What has brought you happiness or satisfaction? Let that question sit with you for a moment and really await the answer coming from your core, from your body wisdom rather than your mind. What has been important to you? What has brought you happiness and or satisfaction? When you're ready for it, feel free to pick up your journal and your pen and write down whatever comes. It doesn't even have to make sense. It's an absolute free flow. Slowly coming now to the end of your journaling flow. Finding your way into a downward facing dog from here. Feeling the energy flow within, not stopping it, inviting it, encouraging it with any extra wiggles or twitches your body is calling for. Walk the big toes together at the end of the yoga mat. Lift your right leg up high to the sky. Take a breath in as you do so. With an exhale out, pull your right knee into your chest, roll your shoulders over your wrist and step that right foot down between your hands. Lower your left knee down, bring your arms around beside your ears. Inhale, pelvis neutral. Keep your hips beside each other, sink down towards your right knee. Right heel, inhaling from here all the way up, inviting lightness back into the shape. Exhale out, going with the grounding sensation energy of every exhale. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bring your hands beside your hips, straighten that right leg and find a half split. Stay stubborn with your heart energy. Your heart energy is still pulling forward, forward, forward. And then release. Frame your right foot. Tuck your left toes under. Turn on that right foot and come into Skandasana. So bring the shoulder in front of that leg and turn your left knee and your left toes up the way. You can be up on your toes and you can use your hands to to find a seat over that right heel that allows your spine to be nice and long. Let's start working now into the hips, also a very strong area of our body that tends to hold emotion and tension. So be with yourself as you start to open up, unlocking that sort of energy. Staying here with one more breath. And then from here travel to the end of the yoga mat to frame your left foot. So push yourself off that right foot, frame your left foot, right leg is straight, left knee is bent. Come into a three-legged down dog. Lift your left leg up high to the sky. Pierce the sky with your left toes. Inhale. And then let's come into pigeon pose over our left hip. So bring the left leg back and across the yoga mat behind your hands. Reach with that right leg out of your hip socket. Take another breath in to invite clarity, that cleansing energy. And then go on your deep journey, folding over your left leg here. Allowing your head to be propped up too, so your neck muscles remain relaxed in order to help and support that left hip to let go. Often it is just before we really free ourselves from things that we held on way too long. That's when the grip is the tightest. Just before we are ready to let go. So support with every cell of your body to loosen the grip. We're going to stay here for 2 more breaths. One more breath. Using your next inhale to lift back out of pigeon pose, finding your way into a downward facing dog. Beautiful, you guys. Maybe pedaling the feet just a little bit to allow blood flow back into that left leg. And then when you are ready with your next inhale, start to lift your right leg up high to the sky. Sorry, step that right foot back down. Let's lift that left leg up high to the sky. Inhale. With an exhale out, step your left foot all the way through between your hands. Allow your right knee to come down towards the ground and find your low lunge from here. Sweep your arms over the side, over your head. Bring your pelvis in that neutral shape and then sink into your low lunge from here. Wonderful. Stay here for another breath. Bring lightness into the shape. Exhale out. Transition now slowly into your half split from here, straightening your left leg, hinging from the hips. Stay stubborn through your heart and keep the length in your spine. Come all the way back to the front, frame your left foot, tuck your right toes under, and then turn and rotate over your left leg to come into Skandasana on that side. Turn your right knee and your right toes up. The side might feel completely different to the first side. Honor that. Don't chase anything that happened in the past. Be present with yourself and with the things that are going on right now. Staying here now for one more breath. Bring length to your spine as you inhale. And then turn back to the front of the room, framing your right foot, being in a 4-point lunge. Sink into the lunge first, press left heel away, draw ground of your head away, and then step into a 3-legged down dog. So keep on traveling with that right foot, pierce the sky. And then find your pigeon pose on that side now. Bring your right leg back across the yoga mat, reaching with that left leg out of your hip socket. Finding your sweet spot, inhale, and then from here surrender, exhaling out. It's your right hip now that gets all the love, all the attention, all the care it needs. And as we simmer here, I'm going to give you another question. What has brought you disappointment or frustration in this last year? And also why? What has brought you disappointment or frustration and why? Feel free to sit maybe for 2 more breaths in your pigeon or longer. And then when you're ready, pick up pen and journal and let it flow. Slowly finding the end of your flow. We will meet in a down dog, so when you're ready, make your way into your down dog. Maybe breath got lost a little bit as we were journaling, and that's okay. Invite it back in and connect with it, become one with it. If your next inhale, lift your right leg up towards the skies. Go right knee into your chest and step it through between your hands. Keep your hands grounded, pull your whole body along from the heel to the ground of your head. For an exhale out, step your left foot beside your right foot and come into a forward fold at the top of the yoga mat. Hold the opposite elbow, giving extra weight into your torso, into your upper body, to decompress spine, to lengthen, also to drop even more tension of your head, shoulders and neck. You can sway from side to side. Sigh out whenever you need to, calming your nervous system or signalizing your nervous system you are safe. Let your hands then drop back down towards your toes with a rounded spine. Find your way up into a stand. To your highest point, let the shoulder blades glide back down along your back. Open across your chest, lift the crown of your head up high. With an inhale, float arms and your right leg up. With an exhale, cactus your arms and step that right foot back down. We're going to switch over to the other side. With an inhale, arms are floating up and the left knee comes with you. Exhale, find your ground, stamping your feet down. Connect with the ground and then invite lightness again. Right leg goes up. Exhale, root. Left leg goes up. Inhale, lengthen a little more. Be brave, leaning out of your normal bubble. Last one. Let's bring that right leg up once more. Inhale, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Stay here, but bring your hands to heart center. Spread the toes of your left foot. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, find your warrior three. Reach with that right foot through to the end of the yoga mat. Try to keep your hips beside each other. Keep on lifting that left outer hip up in space. Don't drop your chest or your head. Taking another breath in here. You're going to go into seated with a twist. So hands can come down whenever you have to. Take them down. Right knee bends behind that left calf. Drop your right foot down and then find your way into seat. Also, there would be the option to pop up block underneath the sit bones. Once you are seated, come into your twist over your left shoulder. So the right arm can either come across to the outside of your left knee or just hook around. Obviously, like twists are so sacred when it comes to new beginnings, to cleansing your body. It is literally the rinse out of old energy, stagnated energy, and feel how your breath is kind of, the shape itself just provides the setup, but then the breath does actually that rinsing motion. So feel how every inhale kind of builds up pressure, and then the exhale where we tighten everything back towards the spine, towards our core, is when we really flush it out. And then with an inhale, we invite new, fresh energy in. And with an exhale, we get rid again of that old, stagnated energy. Do that one more round. And then release that twist. Come back out of it. Step your left foot just further over to the left side so you can find an easy way back into a forward fold from here. Still at the top of the yoga mat, let everything drop. Reverse your swan dive this time, so soften your knees slightly, and then with the spine being straight, come all the way up towards the sky. Bring your hands down towards heart center. And then let's go again, finding our ground, our balance. Left leg goes up, arms reach up high. Inhale. Cactus your arms, step left foot down. Inhale, find lightness without losing your roots. Exhale, step right foot down. Inhale, stay heavy through that right foot as you invite a little more height. Inhale to lengthen. Last one. Inhale. Really expressing fully and completely from the toes to the fingertips. Then bring your hands back to your heart center and find your warrior three. Without losing your focus, without losing your patience, your balance. Finding calmness even though it is a very unstable shape. And then from here, moving slow, coming down onto your bum. So the left leg now goes to the outside of your right ankle. And then from here, sit down with or without your hands assisting. And come now into a twist over your right shoulder. Picturing your body as a sponge. Cleansing the sponge with your breath. Let's reflect one more time on this year. The following question. What has been your greatest lesson or takeaway from this year? And what have you learned about yourself? What has been your greatest lesson or takeaway from this year? And what have you learned about yourself? Let it sit with you for a moment, and then in your own time, in your own flow, whenever you feel ready, start to pick up pen and paper. Slowly finding the ceiling of your words. And we all will meet once again in downward facing dog. So finding your preferred way up into our home pose. Where we invite ourselves to return back home, where we connect with our breath. Let's flow through 2 vinyasas just to let go of that energy that held back as we start to look ahead. Inhaling to come into a high plank. Exhale, find your low plank. Inhale, your back bend. Downward facing dog, exhaling out. Stay here for 1 breath in. Maybe part your lips, let it go. Round your way into high plank in. Chaturanga X. Inhale for Cobra, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Exhaling out. Stay here for an extra breath. Part your lips, sigh out. Connect the big toes at the end of the yoga mat. Free your right leg, lift it right up towards the sky. Keep on pushing your left heel down, receive the rebound. And then from here, as graceful as possible, dance that right foot between your hands at the front of the yoga mat. Turn your left heel down. Scoop your hips underneath your shoulders. Free your left arm to the front and then cartwheel it all the way up and come into your warrior two. Right knee spin, left leg is straight. Warrior shape, called like that for a reason. It invites strength, it helps us to find our own power. Simmer here in the empowerment. Feel yourself, feel the strength, how you can resist, how you are resilient. And instead of like getting fatigued or tired by it, can you actually drink up that earth energy up along your legs and really feel empowered by it. Stay here for another breath in. With an exhale out, reverse your warrior. Stay lean back, straighten your right leg. Turn your right foot in so it's pointing the same way as your left foot. And come into wide-legged forward fold from here. Letting everything drop over your legs. If you have to adjust the position of your feet closer together, wide apart, back and forth, feel free to do so before you find the full drop. Hang yourself out here for another 2 breaths. One more breath. Come then into half lift, hands underneath your shoulders. Turn your left foot out to the back of the room. Bend your left knee and place your left hand on the outside of your left foot. Now it's your right arm that guides you to the back of the room, up towards the sky, and with that up into warrior two with your left knee bent, right leg straight. And then again, simmer in the energy you create by yourself, for yourself. Soft face, soft shoulders, soft stomach. So feel where you can let go at the same time as we start to turn it up. Stay here for one more breath. And then reverse your warrior. Release your left arm over your head. Start to straighten your left leg to turn left foot back in. Coming into a second round of our forward fold. Beautiful. You know, sometimes they say you have to go upside down. Turn your world upside down to get more clarity. So if you want to do that today, feel free to use that forward fold to enter into headstand or tripod headstand. No rush here, no pressure. Don't lose your breath when you start to invert. Let it be a journey still of that self-exploration. Let's look ahead now. What do you wish to bring out of the darkness and into the light? This could be a project or an idea, or it could be just a part of yourself. Something you kept away, maybe of fear or judgment. So whenever you're ready, release your shape to pick up pen and paper. What do you wish to bring out of the darkness and into the light? It can be about yourself or an idea that sat with you now for a while. Slowly finding the end to this flow. And this time we all end up meeting in a forward fold seated. Having your block close by too. Wiggling around, letting those words you've just written down maybe still kind of sink, excitement that came up with it, let it sink and let it go. Lengthen your spine by lifting your arms over your head. Inhale, come into a forward fold over your legs, exhaling out. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to fold. One more round here. Inhale, feel breath and movement and ears separately. With your next inhale, lift yourself back up high. We're gonna go into supported fish pose as our last shape here, with our heart now being open, however not as protected. So we can feel a little more exposed than we did in our other heart openers. However, I hope that by now you really feel just so much in your own power in yourself that you don't hold anything back. And even though the heart is exposed and beams up towards the sky, you feel comfortable with it and you're allowed to shine all your different lights. You can choose the height of your block. You can choose if legs straight or bent. Allow your shoulders to roll open. Palms facing up the way in that gesture of you are here to receive what's meant for you. Full surrender. As I prompt our last reflection. What do you need to support yourself to achieve your goals? Maybe something you mentioned in the previous question. How could look a pathway to achieve it? And as you find the answer to it, treat it as if there are no boundaries. So everything is possible. No buts or ifs. Be free. Let your imagination go wild. So what is it that you need to support yourself to achieve those goals? Stay here for a little longer. I'll let you know when it's time to pick up pen and paper. Let's stay here now for one more breath in your own time. And then begin to peel yourself off the floor, off the block. And pick up your journal one last time. To write down what came to your heart. Finding the end to your words. And then come with me to the front of the yoga mat. And let's seal our words with one collective sun salutation. Feet hip-width distance apart. Spread your toes, ground through toes and heel. Find your center, and from here zip up the breath all the way up along your legs, your spine, to deliver it up to the skies from the ground of your head. Together, let's take a breath in and rise, arms up high. Exhale, find your forward fold. Come into half lift, lean into your toes, inhale. Your highest point for your right foot and step it right through to the very end of the yoga mat. Come into one crescent lunge here, arms over your head, inhale. Hands back down to earth, exhale out, step it into downward facing dog. Heels up high, chin to chest, undulate your spine as you round into high plank. Finding your low plank, exhale. Coming into your back bend cobra, upward facing dog. Strong core, strong legs, downward facing dog. Float your right leg up high to the sky, inhale. Step right foot through between your hands, exhale out. Find your crescent lunge from here, rise up nice and tall, inhale. Hands back down to earth, exhale out. Bring that left shin across the yoga mat behind your right heel to come onto your butt. Step your left foot out in front of you. Hold the back of your knees. Puff your chest up high, arch your back, drop your shoulder blades in. Hold the back of your knees and let your front body drop into your back body round. Inhale to come up into that cow variation. In, lift. And then with your exhale through your cat, come now all the way down onto your back to set yourself up for Shavasana. As always, if there's something else you would like to do to give yourself the peace and the freedom you need to find full stillness in Shavasana, take your time.